Hello guys, hello ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for always being ready for this beautiful show, The Benjamin Zulu Show. All right, we are here just for you. All right. Now, one of the main things that ladies and gentlemen grapple with the matters dating is time. All right. How long should I know this person to feel confident enough to settle down with him? Right? Same to men. That is the question that all of us are grappling with. But the million-dollar question is it how long or how well? That is what Benjamin is going to answer on this beautiful show. Benjamin, how are you doing, my brother?
I'm good, and thank you for differentiating that. Because this question has lingered on for very long. Mm-hmm. How long is too long? How long is enough?
Yeah.
All right? Let's say this. Getting to know a person has several elements. Time is part of it. Mm-hmm. All right? You may not know each other in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You may not have done enough in 10 minutes.
Yes.
Time is part of it. You may not 10 minutes, but neither do you need 10 years.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right?
Yeah.
So time is part of it. But the other thing that is usually hidden is how much connection, how strong is the connection, how do you click, how much do you flow?
Yeah.
Those are the two elements. And they are the determinants. Whenever people ask too long, ask them between who and who. Mm-hmm. Between because every connection is different.
Yeah.
There are people you have known for so long, and the chemistry is still weak.
Yes.
Sometimes when you are searching and you're not finding, you think, oh, I just pick that one.
Uh-huh.
Then you talk to them and then you forget them. If you can forget a person, please. They are not the one. You cannot forget a strong connection.
Yeah.
If you have the capacity to, oh, yeah, there is that person. That is not it. So let's start here. About time. Time should just be enough. And time is, you can meet a person and you talk so much, a whole day. Mm-hmm. You just happened to sit next to each other in that church service, some morning devotion or something, and you connected so well. Incidentally, you headed the same direction. Incidentally, you had so much time to talk. Incidentally, and time flies. Mm-hmm. Before you know it, it's 2 p.m., it's 4 p.m., it's night, the hotel is closing. Yeah. Yeah. You know, and you're talking and talking about, you realize you know similar people here and there. Mm-hmm. They may not be close. As I told you, don't always be lured by familiarity, mm-hmm. that we come from the same tribes people. In fact, I warn you that there are people you knew each other in primary school and lost touch. Then you came to meet 15 years down the line, yeah. And you're trying to get married. You try maybe to start something. You try to do something with them. Don't assume you know them. Mm-hmm. The early years, 25 and below, people evolve and they can change totally. Okay?
Yeah.
When you know them when they were a student, they were in the hands of school, church, parents. They had not become themselves. Mm-hmm. When people grow and their mind matures, their personality solidifies, or they reach a place where they can be themselves, they can turn into a person you have never seen. Yeah. If you used to know a person back then, don't rush and say, we already know each other anyway. Mm-hmm. Mm-mm. You only acquainted with each other. Or you can say, I used to know them. Mm-hmm. As a colleague. Then you are not in love. You are not personal. Then you are not, there was nothing special. It was just general. So we are saying how much you interacted within time matters. But for most people, I always tell them, the period of knowing each other should not exceed months. It should only be months, not years. Okay? Mm-hmm. Days are too few. Weeks may be too few. Months are healthy. Mm-hmm. Known each other for a month. We've been talking for a month now. I think I'm comfortable. Although from the first day you talked, you might have sensed, this is the person I want. Mm-hmm. So you started now confirming. Are we together?
Yeah.
I'll tell you about soul connection. Soul connection is that connection that is so deep and unconscious, mm-hmm. that when you meet the person, you feel like you have always known them. Yeah. There are people you meet and they don't feel new. Mm-hmm. That's very rare. So as we describe it, some people might not figure, may not relate. Yeah. But there are people you meet and the alignment is so sound. The alignment is just so natural. Mm-hmm. You are at ease with each other. Mm-hmm. You may think you've always known them. That is called soul connection. Soul connections come from the fact that you are aligned, you share your energy, your values, your mindset. You may feel so comfortable with a person as if you've always known them and you're not panicky and afraid. You can feel that way and the person is not in the same stage of life like you. Yeah. They may already be married or they may not be available. They may not. We are just saying, in case you meet a person like that and both of you are single, it will take shorter time because you want to spend, from the time you met them, you knew you want to spend your time with this person. So how long? Bramwell, how long should depend on how well you are flowing. If you're flowing with a person, for most people, they will tell you, there's a girl I met 3 weeks back, and the way we are talking every day, the way we are aligned, I'm almost convinced. I'm just confirming a few things now. Her background, her what, her this, her that. But man, I think I found. Once you find the right one, it becomes now finishing up the check of the background. You understand?
Yeah.
For example, what to expect. You can find that both of you are flowing, but one of you has very difficult parents. And it may take you longer to formalize things and be clever. Yeah. Because if you're born to a dictator parent, or a parent who sees you like they are, jackpot to wealth. You know, you meet this girl and parents think she's their investment. And whoever comes to marry her is like they're buying their cow. Yes. And they should pay all the investment. The simple question is, if you're not educated her, she will not qualify to be my wife. So educating her only made us good for each other. My parents also educated me. I worked hard as she worked hard. We're going to start a family like you guys have yours. So we're not supposed to buy. Bride price was supposed to be appreciation from the word go. Yeah. People monetize this and destroyed the concept. And your woman should protect you. When you come from difficult parents who, can complicate the wedding, let the woman, she knows them. She knows them. We should bring our minds together and come up with a way. Surely when you are two of you, you should not lose that battle. Yeah. You should be able to win it. So how long? How long depends on how well you are talking, how deeply, how quick, how rapidly you're conversing. Let me remind you that you can get in touch when one of you is not ready and you lose touch. We can get in touch in March and we lose touch. It did not quite spark, but we talked. And we lost touch again, we disappear. Then we come back to talk again. By that time, now we are aligned. You can meet the right person when you're not ready.
Yeah. Yeah.
You appreciate their value, but you are distracted elsewhere. What was distracting you eventually dies. Mercifully. There are some things God kills for your good. Yes. But you spend some time trying to resuscitate it and pray for it. You can get in touch in some time in November. And you are acquainted, you met briefly, and life carried on. And then, when you are back to searching now, you remember, and then you check your contact, that number is still here.
Yes.
Then you call. Then you talk. You realize, maybe that by then you have seen her posts. You have seen a few, or you have seen the opposite. You have seen other women who don't have what you thought is common. There's a guy I warned, and I told them I learned something that almost costed me and cost a lot of men. Good women are not flamboyant. Yeah. Good women don't try too hard. Good women are almost reserved. They'll show up in your hour and greet you, but it's upon you to take it up now. Yeah. If you don't, she won't. You might be having other women around you who are very aggressive. Who show up at your house, at your office, who put effort themselves to initiate communication. Yeah. They are so all over you. This other one who is not trying very hard does not catch your attention. And yet, the real wife materials are the ones who are very confident. They will only do enough. Greet you, compliment you or something, and go on. But this other one who is all over you has convinced you to think she's the better one, or she's more talkative, or she's more trying. Be very careful. I told a lot of brothers, and that guy we were talking, I told him, one thing I learned on my own is that wife materials don't try very hard, and you can miss them. Then we go to the ones who are charismatic and aggressive.
Yes. Yes. That's what we do.
The ones who are charismatic and inconsistent and funny enough is, We can see they affect us badly, but we still get hooked. There's another one who gives you peace and calm. Yeah. Who you talk, you laugh easily. They are soft. They are not imposing. They don't run after you. They don't. That is what should wake you up. This lady who is both gentle and easy. If I wanted to leave her, I can. If I wanted to come, I can. There's another who does not allow you to keep quiet. She's calling and calling and calling and calling, and pestering and coming up and showing up. And because there's a lot of chemistry, you think this is love now. The other one is the real wife material. The other one is more composed. This one is aggressive and all over you is a toxic person. She has no confidence. And the way she runs after you is the same way she might run after another one or drop you. All right? Be very careful. Women initiate interaction. They don't pursue you. The work of a woman is to show up in your world. After that, it's you to decide. All right? So, Bramwell, let it be a matter of a month or 2 months. Don't overstay until you get emotionally attached without establishing whether she's good for you. That is how long you should. After 3 months and you have not made up your mind and there's consistent interaction, it means those doubts will persist throughout. Those doubts will persist. There's another case where you're not relating, you're just friends. She's dating someone else, but you know it will die and you're taking your time. That's a valid way of dating, brother. That is very valid, by the way. You can wait. It's not a promise you've been given. Understand this?
Yes.
You notice this girl. Man, mother is a good lady. And that guy, they won't go anywhere. And I'm hanging around. So you're the one mother comes to vent, or now she's getting frustrated over there.
Yes.
And you listen in a friendly manner and support, but you don't allow yourself to be friend zoned in terms of becoming bro. Don't be called bro. Don't be friend zoned. You remain a potential who listens and supports, and you don't judge the other guy because you're also a contestant.
Yes.
You don't say how useless he is. You're supporting this girl. How does that make you feel? And so, what do you think you can do next? Okay. And how, would you like some coffee? I know this was a bad. Yeah, thank you. Sooner or later, she will realize you're supportive. But you're not putting, remember, hopes and expectations are different. You shall not put expectations, but you shall always have hope. You hope that the dying thing dies quickly. And you revive yours. you put yours in place. But you don't focus on her exclusively. You just know it's a possibility. This is a good girl. And should she be available, men will jump in action. Yes, but meanwhile, I'm still looking elsewhere. Are we together? That's how you search as a man. Don't wait for one only. There's no promise here. You just know this is a good woman. That idiot doesn't know what he's joking. Yeah. All right? In fact, I'll surprise you, good women are hardly alone. For them to be alone, they have to hide absolutely. They have to hide. Many of them, because of past heartbreaks, have disconnected socially. They're not on social media, or they don't post anything, or they are not visible. There are women who are in social isolation. Although they live in a free world, but she's in a cocoon. She's at work, at home, in charge, just like that. Just like that. And she's in virtual isolation. Virtual isolation. Those women, I keep telling them, get online. I was like that myself. I was not online. I was trying to check thinking Facebook is deceptive. People can lie and all that. Even in real life, people can deceive. It's about how well you can see through the masks. Facebook gives you ability to see many people. I used to window shop a lot. My classmate would tell me, focus on the lecture. Why are you window shopping every time? So you should see me checking profiles. The lecturer is teaching a laptop. She used to poke me. Can you concentrate? Yes, I'm concentrating. This is very important. I want you to realize this. The period of time will be affected by how well you've known them. But don't stay until your emotions run out. Begin to fantasize this person. It will become a complication rather than a connection. All right? Now, let's talk about friendship that does not have promises. All right? You know you're very good for each other, but you have never quite expressed it or committed to anything. Yeah, you just, you flow. But maybe both of you are dating other people. And you don't flow with the ones you are dating. like you've law with this one.
It happens.
In fact, you're both dating other things out there, but when you are together, you're at home.
Yeah.
And you fear to suggest a wicked thing. Can we break up and... You fear to suggest it. But at some point, you may feel like the lady is ready.
Mm-hmm.
She has always known I'm wasting time there. Or I'm not sure. Ladies can date for speculation. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Ladies have many capabilities. None of the capabilities.
Dating for speculation.
They stay in the relationship for wait and see. All right?
Yeah.
They don't have a better man. This one who has been running after them. They're not too sure about it. Let me give it a chance. So they're just there. They are afraid of waiting until it has to be concluded. You mean this is all there was? Nobody else. And suddenly Bramwell is here. They are talking and conversing and don't fear the shenanigans of the other guy. But you don't go to hunt when you're afraid of other hunters.
Yeah.
You must have a thick skin. Okay? Yeah. People throw insults at you. What are you doing? Guys, leave my... Don't worry. Continue with your life, man. I've been insulted. You don't count the misses. You only count the hits. The hunter is after hitting. These misses are part of it. I told you of a time when I would spend time with a lady. We talk so nice. Only the boyfriend to learn. A threat came around. And instead of dealing with this woman, how come you spend a lot of time with her? He tries to go after me. And I tell them, hey, go back, my friend. You are not anybody in my life. Yeah. Block. So, sometimes you can spend time knowing each other without intentionally trying to date. Yeah. But then you realize you're good for each other. As a man, take the initiative.
Okay.
As a man, take the initiative. And tell them, I think me and you are better than what we are doing out there. Remember, dating has no contract.
Yeah.
You're not taking anyone. You took away my woman. Was she a goat? She decided. I might have suggested, but then she chose to cooperate with me. Never fear suggesting better. When you find a person who is not married, they are in the market. I keep telling you that.
Yeah.
And the same rule can work against you if you find a good woman and you're keeping her there in limbo for years. Another hunter will pass away with her.
Yeah.
Come and suggest better. Women also want decisiveness, man. They also want to move to the next chapter. How do you date for 2 years? Pending. Doing what? Then you have to organize your life around a promise. That is not promise. Promise alone. Really. Always tell a lady, you know what? I know you are with somebody. I might also be with someone, but if I dated you today, I'll marry you in 2 months. And you should just forget those jokes. But you have dropped your seed and gone. But think about it.
2 months.
You're a woman I'll be sure with. But how will it look like? No. Dating is searching. This is market. We are not yet married. Marriage is where there is covenant. There is no covenant now.
Yeah.
All these are asking clients. I tell her, okay. Now, she might think and say, you know what? I realize you were right. Just after a week or so of you talking, and you're not pressuring it.
Yeah.
You're talking and you're showing her. I know people married that way. And I gave them a thumbs up. You want to marry who you connect deeper with. So, I want to employ informal dating among people you're interacting in church, at work, around some place. And this, you might not be currently, you're not married, but maybe they're with someone, or you're with someone. Talk, pick the call, create the time, go for lunch, collaborate, learn that person more. You want to marry the best person there is. Okay?
Yeah.
And you, how to break up with the other one? There's a time we'll teach people how to break up. But once you realize this is not the best for you, it's not your daughter. Is it your daughter? No. Brother, can you stop feeling mercy for people? And no, we are just searchers. No, we are just seekers in the same market. You can easily say, I need time to think. All right. No, I mean, did you see someone else? I'm no longer sure about us. You know, you are a good person, but Bramwell, when there's no sex, no child involved, no nothing, it was just interactions and we're meeting, there's not much to lose.
Yeah.
Stop feeling mercy for people. There's no woman who is your responsibility, your calling. Remember that.
Yes.
Stop feeling obligated to stay with a particular one. She's not your woman until you marry Bramwell. That is your responsibility now. Yeah. Before then, you are a free element. We try, we check. How many times have you tried a suit, tried a shoe, checked it, and you still went without buying?
Yes.
Did they call you a con? They didn't call you names. You showed interest, you changed your, and you never say, nah, I've changed. You say, I'll come. I'll be back. That's the language, we all know it.
Yes.
They're not expecting, no, you said you'll be back. What time are you coming? No. Dating is like that. Take it easy, brother. There's no betrayal there. You are picking the best because you want to marry the best.
Yes.
You want to give your marriage the highest chances for success. There's another way I'll tell you which believers, brothers may want to debate. I want you identify a good woman and you know she's, maybe somebody's after her or troubling her, these sick relationships. And she cannot come out. Do you know there are people in relationship and they are really in hostage?
Yeah.
They are trapped. They cannot come out. They are struggling. You can assist a person to get out and then you marry them. That is healthy. You'll ask me about a rebound. But let me tell you, you've heard about the taboo of rebound. Let's start by saying good women are rare, and when you find them, there are always vultures hovering over them. Let us establish the premises. Yes. Good women are hard to find. When you find them, another jackal, another hunter, another hungry fox had noticed her, and although he does not deserve her, he is still pursuing. And you believe you are the one who deserves this woman?
Yes.
Prove your case to her. You win her heart easily. She will see you are her type. The other one is not her type. Okay? It will be easy, man. She will see you're flowing, you're connecting, you're talking, and you can see, how she's using you as a shelter, and she knows you're the one. Now, when you prove your case that you'll be a better guy by far, and she tells me, I would like to date you. If I had a way of getting rid of that man, I fear him hurting me. No, assist her in getting her refuge. You're just assisting, they would have assisted a friend in a situation. So assist her so that she can be free for you guys to move on. Now, you asked about rebound. If she was not emotionally in that relationship, she was just trapped. There was nothing to rebound from. Yeah. Not all relationships are relationships. Some are traps. Yeah. Please understand that. Rebound is when a person is afraid of being alone, and because they've come from one relationship, they quickly jump to another one to avoid the feeling of being alone. That is a rebound that is bad. As you can see, you're not making a sober decision. Yeah. You're using one to replace the other. Yeah. But in this case, this person was not emotionally in this relationship. The person was trapping, using manipulation and blackmail, using our past, what they know about me, going behind to convince my parents, my pastor. Some people use your people, not you. Your mother calls you, no, that girl is, please don't trouble that daughter. Your pastor calls you, Bramwell, come here quickly. If a person is going behind your back to report to your mother, to your father, that is enough to run away from them. Is that how you're going to run your lives? No. That's a precursor. It shows you a sign. If you continue with that person, what kind of life you'll expect. If you hear that kind of shenanigans, advise her. Will you live like that if you get married? No, me, I can't live. Man, I wish I can get out. I'll tell you how to get out. Change your line. Block. Migrate to another house. Change your jobs. Shut for a month. Disappear. Tell your mother you don't want to hear anything about anybody. This is your time. Give effective advice. Assist her to open new emails. To close the Facebook account. You are rescuing a person who was in a prison. This is allowed. The girl is asking you to help her. There's love, there's connection. These are the only stories now that you can see in movies and in real life.
Yes.
Remember, a few I told you are only for movies. This one is both for movie
and real life.
When a person had been trapped and without knowing it, they realize they were dealing with a very manipulative person. There are people who marry because they succumbed to pressure and manipulation.
Yes.
So you realize they're saying they're bringing this, they're saying this, they're saying this. You help her see insight. By the way, this is I can't. I should not do this. What can I do? Because you are experienced. You are experienced enough to kick out troublemakers.
Yes.
Tell her how to block everything and assist her and be there like the friend. And when the storm comes, tell her, now, make your decision. Still, you're not rushing. This is very different from rushing. She said, you know what? Me, I've always known me and you are better, are good for each other. You're not just comparing it to the previous. You're saying, when we talk, how we flow, me, I'm okay. Man, you don't wait to find good women hanging in there. True. Remember that. Wow. There will be another bear wrestling her to drag her home. The first way to get attention of a good woman might be to assist her fighting off troublesome bear. See dating as a hunting jungle, and then some things will make sense quickly. How did David marry Abigail?
He sensed quickly.
Thank you. The woman met him to assist him, to calm him down so that he does not go to fight another guy who was not on his league. But he said, yeah, I've not only accepted your request, but I've respected you personally. Later on, when he heard that the fool had died, I hear that there's a guy called Maliamungu. He was the right hand of the dictator, Idi Amin. So Idi Amin, in his deranged mind, thought Uganda was his property. So he wanted to change the name of Uganda to Idi, his own name. So Maliamungu had to play on the dictator's foolishness to get him to change the idea. But you can't make him think you think he's a fool. There are people who are fools and they're holding the treasure you want. You must use wisdom. So Maliamungu told Idi Amin, when he said his idea, well, they want to change country to Idi. Okay, that's a good idea, Your Excellency, but do you know a country called Cyprus? What does Cyprus have to do with our country? Oh, sorry. It's because now the people of Cyprus are called Cypriots. Which of course is a lie, but when you are dealing with an idiot, you have to look for a way to play around. Now that Cyprus are called Cypriots, what might be the people of Idi be called?
Idiots.
Now, Your Excellency, I'm just afraid that you, our Excellency, might end up being, together with us, be called an idiot. And they say, oh, Maliamungu, you are a genius. That's why. So he dropped the idea. And that way, he saved the country. There's another guy called Genghis Khan. Genghis Khan was a dictator. So he conquered China at some point. And then he wanted to burn the city, destroy the people, because he just wanted somewhere to graze his horses. There's another guy who had accompanied him. He was a foreigner and he'd come to appreciate the Chinese culture and how rich it was. He managed to tell Genghis Khan, he was also his right-hand man in the military. And he told him, he himself is called Yellow Chutsai. Yellow Chutsai was not a Chinese, he was also a foreigner. But the dictator listened to him. He told him, this city has very good architects, engineers, and the best professionals. When we attacked over there, they came here. So how about you put them to use? Use them to build your bridges, to build your... He saw that's a good idea. He spared the country. Sometimes, brother, when you meet a lady whom you want, as in the hands of a ruthless dictator, who's trying to convert her to his colony, to slave, use wisdom, go behind this way and rescue. You only need one woman, not 10. So don't in despair telling me how many of these games you have to play. You just need one. And you are out of the market. Remember, she does not belong to anybody yet. She doesn't belong to him. She doesn't belong to you. She's in the market. One way to show teamwork is to rescue her from situations so that you can then move together. So the length of time, there's this informal dating where you familiarize with each other, even before you are both available, then you catalyze the availability.
I like the choice of words, catalyzing the availability. And that is where I want to begin from, Benjamin. Talking about catalyzing the availability, talking about rescuing. Now, one would wonder, Benjamin, yes, I have rescued this girl from that toxic relationship. Now I have pulled her on my side, ready to date her, right? But now, do we risk dating a lady, or do I risk dating a lady who might not be emotionally available at that point?
Remember, the reason you showed interest is because you realize she's very emotionally balanced. Never marry a woman who her emotions are all over. She's not herself. Remember, I told you a woman can be 35 and still not herself. Remember that. Remember, I told you that a woman can be, single or was in a relationship, but she's emotionally scattered. If you ask to assist that kind of person, assist without any other objective. But if you see that both of you are very good for each other and you are agreed on it, except that there's somebody in our life who has been entangling, manipulating, just because you've been together 5 years, from days of campus, when I was naive, when I did not know myself. Now there's too many I've gotten to promise. I don't know what to do. I want to get out. Assist me. Do you see the situation? Never commit a rebound. A person who is not emotionally on. Didn't I tell you the other day never to marry a person who has never been single? They don't know themselves. But there are women who are single in relationships. You understand?
Yes.
She has been this guy, but she left long ago. 2 years. It was just breaking off that was difficult. There are men who can outwit and tire off and overwhelm a woman so that she cannot get away physically, but emotionally she long left, or she was never even present. There are some guys who are very narcissistic and manipulative. They did not even pursue the woman and woo her. They look for a way to trap. You understand? So there are women who have never been emotionally in this relationship. So never date a woman, marry a woman who is not emotionally stable.
All right.
The woman we are discussing here is very emotionally sober, balanced. You are helping her to get away of a pest.
Okay. And talking about getting her off the pest, Benjamin, then one would wonder, if women want decisive men, also men, we want decisive women. Women who can make rational decisions. A woman who's mature enough to say that I'm tired, I'm sick and tired of this relationship. I have to move on by myself rather than waiting for a rescuer. If I have to help her get out of that situation, that she's stuck. Now, am I risking to date a person who's not whole?
Who cannot leave when they need to leave.
Exactly.
There's that point of you need a person who can control their own life, that they don't just stay where they don't want to be. It's important to get a woman who dates whom they decide to date and leave when they need to leave. It's true. It may not be always the best situation that you have to tell her what to do and assist her to do it. Is she decisive on her own? But Bramwell, the case I've described, please, pertains narcissists.
Okay.
Controllers, manipulators. Those people can overpower even the wisest woman. They're using their force. You understand? They're using the fact that they have no empathy or conscience. They're using threats. They can even batter her physically. Women can be trapped even when they mean well. Are we together?
Yeah.
The case I've described involves a woman who is genuinely desiring, has attempted to leave, but has been arrested and blackmailed. Because they have a history, the guy can get a few ways to blackmail. Maybe he has photos of them at some moments and say, if you ever leave, I splash them on the internet. Do you understand? That person is caught. They're not here emotionally. Now you can think together and execute an effective rescue. You're only getting her out physically. Emotionally, she's already out. You understand? So I don't connect to them. I'm not with them emotionally. And this also applies to women. The women who find that this man is caught by a crazy girl. Crazy. A friend of mine had a girl who threatened to come and commit suicide in his house. If you leave me, I'll come to your house and kill myself. So there are guys who got entangled with a psycho.
Yeah.
when they think together now with this woman whom is mature, they're thinking alike, she can tell her, let me tell you something. Women, you can always do ABCD, try this and this. They try, it works. Brother, who else to marry rather than the one who helped you out of your prison? Do you understand? This is not a marriage that has been inspired by wrong things or whatever. In fact, the fact that you executed, you are able to kick out the imposter shows that you have teamwork. You can think together. You can solve problems. That's how you go on now executing mighty projects. This was your first project, joint project. You thought alike, brought it to pass. When it comes to psycho, sick people, narcissists, people need help. Even when they are decisive, even when they mean well. Because round the clock, a narcissist is always plotting and setting traps. You are busy with your work. You are a healthy person. You are not always thinking of traps and manipulations. Sick people have an advantage in that they can think, they can plan evil things endlessly without conscience. You can't do that.
Okay.
You are busy with their life. You have conscience. You respect yourself. They don't respect themselves.
Okay.
So over the years, the person can trap you so much that you need help. Yes.
I like that. Now, I'll wind up with a question from one of our viewers. She asked this question on last week Friday's show when we were streaming live. And this lady asked Benjamin that she has known this guy right from childhood. They have been friends for now over 10 years of friendship. Now, they're thinking of taking their friendship to the next level of getting married, settling down. Now she was wondering, Benjamin, will this kind of relationship work?
It's an advantage. There's no surprise. You know this person. Bromwell, it's an advantage always to marry a person you know. Remember that. Remember that. If you have worked in the same company, been sitting on the same floor for 3 years, what does that tell you? You have not seen them, you know all their colors. You have seen how they handle pressure, whether they are happy, how they relate with people, whether they have boundaries, whether they have self-respect, how they conduct themselves. If you have known this guy for 10 years, it means what? You know them. There's little surprises. You know, sometimes good things happen and we can't believe. This is a good thing happening. And this is a person who can't believe it. They're trying to create problems.
Overthinking.
Imagine. Can you stop overthinking your fortune? That's a good luck. But you're not marrying them because you have known them. It's because you realize you're good for each other.
Okay.
Are we together? You're not saying, no, you're not compromising and forcing issues. You saw how seamlessly you flow. Remember, you can appreciate people in reverse. Sometimes, Bramwell, you can be a woman who is in your circles and she's a very good woman. But in your inexperience and naivety, you think women are all over. So you don't take her seriously. You first pursue one in Kawa Sukari, thinking it's Sukari. You pursue that one. She kicks you in the buttocks. You come back. You try another one the other side of Mwehoko. You go to Mwehoko. That one kicks you. Then after you've been kicked 3-4 times, now, like the prodigal son, you come back. And how come Priscilla? Priscilla is always around me and she's so polite. How have you come to appreciate Priscilla? By sampling the rest. So, sometimes you come to appreciate the person you have known for 10 years because you took their value for granted, not knowing how rare it is. Remember this, when you're under a tall tree enjoying its shade, you don't usually appreciate its height.
Yes.
And you can't know how high, how it towers above other trees. Those who are far respect the tree because they can see in comparison how tall it is. This is the problem of having a good person too close. You may sometimes lose sight of their goodness and take it for granted, thinking it's common, just resting under the tree and enjoying it. Other people come there with a lot of respect because they can see from far. Yeah. That's how our Lord said a prophet has no honor in their own home. Because when people are too close to a large painting of an elephant, they can't see it in perspective. They're just close to the nose maybe or the leg and they can't tell. Just only those who are far can appreciate the magnificence. Sometimes you appreciate a friend over time because they have not changed. You're the one who have come back to your senses. You're the one who have grown. You're the one who have matured. This person has always been the best for you, but your mind was all over. Your feelings were all over. And luckily you came back when they were still here. Sometimes people come back too late. There's a guy who tried to propose to this lady who they'd been talking, and the lady had always, you know, you can see a lady showing you they're open to you. That's all ladies need to do. But the guy procrastinated, thinking, she's too easy. Then, dilly-dallying, checking over there. Another guy came, proposed, and they were getting married. When he ran, you come to appreciate, this was a gem, I was assuming. When you have seen the stones out there. Yeah. Coming, the ladies producing a wedding invitation card. Sorry, I'm already getting married. So it's okay to marry a person you've always known. It tells you have little surprises to deal with. It tells you already have a framework of how much you can do together. Remember, even when you meet a person, that stage of friendship, the weeks, the months we are talking about, must always be there.
All right, there you have it, guys. Remember, gems are not just found on the surface for everyone. They are deep. So as men, we need to be intentional when it comes to matters dating. Thank you so much for watching The Benjamin Zulu Show. Till next time.